So this is Fort Saeks in Diane Hamilton. Can you hear me okay, Diane?
Yes.
All right, because I'm using a different microphone, so I always like to know. And I am recording it, and when I'm done, I will send you the recording of today's video too, so that if you need it for the future, you'll have it.
Thank you.
All right, well, I've got your questions, and I'm ready to help you with this, and we're getting other stuff started, so excited to be working with you.
Yeah, this will be fun.
So why don't you start with some of the expectations that you have, for the project and also for this call?
Well, you had mentioned so many different avenues that I could be successful in the last time we talked, and some of them I'm interested in pursuing, but I don't know how much help and advice you give, and I'm trying to figure out that if I want to do webinars and different things, if you give suggested, like, do you tell WebEx is better than GoToMeeting or whatever the different software, I mean, how much of this, I don't know how much you offer for advice for part of all this, and I guess I'm not really sure exactly what you do other than construct the website, because you had a lot of ideas last time and I wasn't sure if that was included exactly.
Okay, so great. So one of the things you want to do is get clarity around what's included and what's not included, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. And anything else? And I'll answer that. I'm just trying to get the expectation up front.
Because I think I'm looking for, right now, we talked about it last time, I don't really have a lot of pictures and a lot of stuff to make my website look like I've done a lot of stuff, so I'm interested to see how you're going to make it look like I've done more than I've done.
Okay.
So that's interesting to me. I guess I want to know how to create some of the giveaways. I've got an AWeber thing that just so you have that to tie in, but I don't know how to really use it. I think I've used it in the past. It's more of a landing page creation thing to get names, as I recall. But I was just filling out your template of like what I had, and I thought, oh, I probably will need that, so I just went ahead and signed up for that. Just so you'd have it to put it together in there.
Okay.
But I gave you what I have, but I really haven't used AWeber in like forever, and 10 years or more probably, or whenever I've used it. And so I have some stuff I haven't used. I want to know how you think I should use it. But again, that falls under the I don't know what you advise and what you don't advise category.
Okay.
I also, let me look at my question.
Yeah, I have your question, so don't worry about the question so much as just an expectation. Like working with you, I expect to make more money. I expect to have better quality of life. I mean, kind of looking more of a general top.
Yeah.
View. Yeah.
Yes. And yeah. Okay. All of the above. No, I mean, I would like, I just think that I want to, of course, the main reason I looked at your information was I wanted to have a professional website, but I wouldn't be wanting to spend that much money just to have a website. I really want input as to ways to make more money. That's not just speaking, and how to generate the leads, how to do good white papers, how to do deliverables that people care to get, and that'll bring customers. That's the kind of things I'm interested in from you, because you seem to know all that. And I mean, I could research a lot and figure it out on my own, but if I'm paying a lot of money, I just as soon have you help me if you're part of the deal. You know what I mean?
I do.
Okay. It just seemed like there was a lot that you were talking about when we talked, but then I didn't see as much really written up in that contract as what we discussed. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I just want to make sure what you're going to do there. But what do I want? I want a kind of a guide, like, I think somebody to tell me that this works, but that doesn't work. Like white papers are going to be a waste of time, but it might be useful to create a webinar, or it might be whatever. I just want to have somebody that's been there and done that to tell me what works and what doesn't work, and which software works the best to do it, and which ways to go about it so that's the least expensive and the most lead generating.
All right, that sounds good. All right, well, let me help you out with that and help give you some framework to this whole thing, okay?
Okay.
So first question, all right, Ford, I spent a lot of money. I'm going to spend a lot of money. What's included in this project? Anything having to do with revenue generating activities. I don't care if it's a book, a white paper, a webinar, you're going to send a contract out, a consulting deal, anything having to do with you transferring value and getting paid for it.
Well, what do you mean it's covered? Me calling you and asking you how to do it? You actually writing the white paper? I mean, can you explain that?
Yeah, I'll go deeper. All right. So,
yeah,
so I'm gonna go generic. I'm gonna go top level, and then I'm gonna get down into the bug dirt. Okay. So
yeah, and I'm talking about for what I've already paid for in the contract I've signed, and not additional pricing.
I'm not confused. I'm good.
Okay.
You want to find out what's included, what's not, so you can best get the return on your investment, correct?
Correct.
All right. So business building consulting related to any revenue generating activity is included. Consulting is defined by you scheduling time with me, typically like this on a GoToMeeting where we can share the screen. A lot of times I'll turn my camera on like I'm going to do here in just a second here, as soon as it boots up.
Yeah, I see you.
Hello. So
can I turn mine on? It doesn't.
If you want to, sure. It's a great way to have a face-to-face meeting. And, you know, if you want to turn it on, just click the little GoToMeeting camera and turn it on. Hello. Yeah. That sounds great. Oh, okay. And again, we can do these calls via Zoom. Zoom works. GoToMeeting works. Whatever method you want. So what's included is if you've got questions about anything having to do with your business model, ask. Now, if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you. I'll be the first one to say, hey, I'm not the right guy. Go here. But I've been doing this a really, really long time. So what I have most of my clients do is they create a Ford's list. So during the week as things come up, they add it to, oh, I want to talk to, just like you did before. You sent me these questions and said, hey, here are 5 questions that I want to, that I want to talk about. So recommend that you do that. And then that way, when we get on the call, I can knock through the questions. And because I record it, I sometimes talk a little faster, but I'm okay for you to say, hey, wait a second, slow down. I don't understand that. And where my balance will be is finding out some clients want to know more. Some people just want to know enough to know where to go to get the help. So as I work with you, I'll know, which category do you fall into so that I'm not overwhelming you, because I don't want to overwhelm you with a bunch of things you don't need to know. A lot of clients like to know it just so they know it, but they don't need to do it. Okay, so the consulting's included. Typically, that's for, not typically, it's in the contract. It's for the entire term of your development, which typically takes 60 days to 90 days. And then I extend it another 60 days beyond that to make sure that you've done it. Now, that's what's in the contract. But in reality, I'm always going above and beyond that. I mean, I've got clients who call me a year later, hey, I'm getting this book deal done. Can you look at my proposal? And yes. Now, so what's included is the consulting part and the website development part, the graphic design, the programming, all of that, helping you make a good impression online. We're not going to write your white paper for you. I'm not going to, create your blogs for you. We do work on video. So like if you do a couple videos, I'd be happy to just slice them and make them into a video, or if you've got footage that you've got, I can turn it. I mean, we have graphic design, writers, social media, video people. I mean, they're right outside my door. I pay them every 2 weeks.
Is that included, or is that something in addition?
That's included. Like the work, everything having to do with your website is included, and everything having, like if you say like you should do some videos, and let's go look at your YouTube channel. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to pull open a browser here for a minute, and let's go to, okay, so you've got Facebook in here. You've got Twitter in here. You've got Google Plus in here. And I think you had a video. I saw a video. Yeah, here we go.
The videos are under, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was the one I actually watched. Okay, so here's an example. Right now, you don't have a header for this. We're going to create a branded header so that your channel is branded.
Okay.
We're going to show you.
You're going to create
go ahead.
My logo, basically, right?
Well, we're going to give you a stylized logo. We're not doing a, quote, corporate identity package. When I say logo, some people think it's typically we charge $3,500 for a corporate identity package. You don't need to do that, okay? You just need to have, a brand that says, here's who you are, and we'll create the graphics and everything. So usually once we do the website and we have approved, hey, this is what I like, this is the style I like, then we go back and we make the social media graphics to match it.
Okay.
And what we'll do is we'll show you how to leverage your YouTube. So like, for example, I'm going to go turn the drawings off for a second. And I'm going to go into like this video right here. Okay, so 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Right.
Okay.
That's something that somebody asked me to make for a nonprofit that I'm a board of advisors for. It really shouldn't be a public video, but it is. I should have it as unlisted, but okay.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's better than not having anything. It just shows you're busy. Don't stress about it. Okay. But what we'll do, like if you do a video, I'm gonna give you an example of how we would do it right now. So I'm gonna detour for just a second, but don't worry, we have a lot to cover today, but I'm gonna do this with you real quick.
How long are we talking today, by the way?
Typically 30 minutes, 45 minutes is typically what I schedule these for. I can go longer if we need to, but I try to get them in a block time so they're really, and then again, like I said, I'm going to give you the video if you need to watch them later. What I tell people to do is, kind of keep track of the clock, and then if they know they want to go back and, get something at, what are we, 3 minutes and 42 seconds in, or well, I guess that's the time, sorry, 3:42. I'm on my webcam, not on my phone, so my timer wasn't working. But you would just say, okay, I want to go look at this time block. So I kind of do that. But one of the things I'm going to work with you on is to create more video. And you've got this depth of content. You've been training and teaching, taking that depth of content, creating video content about it, and then so if you create 3 or 4 videos, for say, on your webcam, we'd have you send them to us if you don't already have them branded and everything, and we'd put your branding on them, and then we'd put them on your blog. So we'd make sure that your site has some foundational elements that you need. So you've already got, obviously you've been doing video, but
you give me ideas of what kind of videos you want? Okay.
Not only am I going to give you video ideas, I'm going to actually help you do it. So, for example, pick something today that a problem that you solve. So what's a problem that you solve that is one of the reasons why people hire you or want to listen to you?
Improving emotional intelligence.
Okay. So what are the challenges? So we're going to jump over here to the mind map because this is a foundational element for you. And I'm going to move the webcam over because I've got 2 monitors. So if you see me looking over here, it's because my monitor's over there, but my camera's over here. Here's what we're going to do. This is
can we make that improving interpersonal skills? I don't want to be at just emotional intelligence. Let's just
sure,
say interpersonal.
You can do them all. Okay. It doesn't matter. But we'll say emotional intelligence.
Interpersonal skills. Improving interpersonal skills. Interpersonal. Because soft skills is really what I want to focus on, and not just emotional intelligence. It's too vague.
Remember, everything. Okay, so here's your first tip. Always, now this is more of a sales tip. When you're creating your conversations around what you do, you want to speak in terms of the problems you solve. So we're going to do this right now, and now there's a system. You'll get the system. The system is message, market, and method. And it can be applied to a video, it can be applied to a sales, it can be applied to a website, it can be applied to a trade show, a book title, a book. So here's how it works. The message is the why, the market's the who, and the method is the how. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get one combination. This is like a combination lock. So what we'll use just to start improving interpersonal skills as a first part, but we're going to expand on that. What problem, who needs the help? Is it an executive or is it staff? I mean, just kind of give me your opinion.
Well, for leaders, for potential leaders, for people to become leaders. So I would say staff to become leaders.
Okay. So what are the problems that they have? So they need to improve it. So what is the problem that they have?
They lack interpersonal skills. They lack things like empathy. They don't have concern for impact.
Okay, and don't make it perfect. Just keep brainstorming with me.
Okay. I don't know how many you wanted. Generational issues. How it's always been done. For past leadership examples, for mentoring examples.
Okay.
Just genetically messed up individuals. I don't know. It's hard to come up with it on the spot because I don't talk about anything yet. I haven't done this. It's not like I'm an expert yet.
Hey.
I mean, I'm an expert, but I haven't done it. You know
I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. Don't worry about it. This is what I do for a living. You don't, I mean,
okay, doctor.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Can we keep going?
Yeah, actually, I apologize. I'm not a doctor. I don't want to insult you because you are. I'm just trying to say that it's you're in a circle of trust, okay? So don't worry about it. Okay, so what does it cost? What does it cost a company if people don't have interpersonal skills?
No idea. Couldn't guess because I haven't researched it.
Okay.
I'd have to read.
All right. So one of the suggestions I'm going to make is that you keep your educational format brain, but I also want you to use your intuitive brain. Okay? So, so, and I'm making this up. I don't have the right terminology, but the point I'm making is you've worked,
use your gut.
Yeah, if you have a company, like let's go back to the Who. What size company do you think you'd like to try to work with?
Well, I mean, I think you get more business from the larger companies, so I would like to work with the larger companies. But
so if you had to pick a dollar value, go ahead.
Medium-sized company, or anything that's like over 1,000 employees. I mean, I don't want like a little company really, but.
Okay, I'm going to recommend that you start with a product pyramid. We're going to come back to this, so this isn't an absolute, but I'm going to recommend that you start with companies that are in the $1 to $10 million, and then go up from there, and then you're going to have like the $50 million companies, and then you're going to have the 100 million and then the billion. Okay, so there's some tiers. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and the reason I'm saying this is there are people that are going to be at different levels that are going to want what you have. And sure, it'd be nice to work with those companies that have 1,000 employees or hundreds of thousands of employees, and those companies will hire you, but there are going to be people that like, let's say you get hired to go speak in an association, and the association is going to have a broad range of people in the room. You might have people that are in the room doing billions, and you might have people in the room that are doing 50 million, and so if you... And
I wouldn't turn it down.
Right. Yeah. So we'll come back to the market, but here's the part where this is what we're doing today is the kind of value you can't get with anybody else. That's part of what you invested in. And what we're doing is, I already know what you need to do. but I've got to help you know what you need to do so that you kind of see. So here's an example.
Okay.
Interpersonal skills, emotional intelligence, workplace culture, employee performance. It's the #1 problem that every business faces.
Yeah.
So it costs them thousands and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, because people don't communicate, they have high turnover, they have low retention, they have lost brain trust, bad succession planning. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean you have to do everything. I'm just trying to give you an idea. So one of the things we're going to be doing, and one of the things for your homework, is making a list of all the problems that you solve that people will pay to make go away.
Okay.
Now, the challenge for you is going to be, because you're highly educated and you have a perfection frame and you like things to be right, you have to set that aside when you do this exercise and access a different part of your thinking so that you can start to realize that what you do is very valuable. And once you make that connection, your whole business is going to change, because you're already offering the solutions. You're already writing about it. You're already training about it. You just haven't packaged it in a way that people can find you and pay for you. That's all. So you've got the intelligence. You've already got the experience. And maybe you don't have the experience like in front of all those people. That doesn't matter. But you've got the knowledge. And you can start with one thing.
Some of it. I don't really teach all these things. You know what I mean? I have written about some of them, and I have some basic stuff I've written, and some stuff. It's not all been in one area, and you know what I mean? I know some of it.
It's okay. I understand that. And I'm not saying that you do it all. I'm just trying to give you a framework from which to start thinking about.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a marketing guy. I help people market. When I sell it, I have to. All right, go ahead. Go do it.
No, but you don't have to do that. Okay, you can just go in the bathroom. Sorry. I'm sorry for it.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. I'm fine.
I may get another doorbell ring. I just thought I'd warn you.
Oh, no worries. When it does, just let me know. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So just to recap, one of the homework assignments I'd like you to do is take a piece of paper, a Word document, and make a list of all the problems that you solve. And if it makes it easier, start with the areas of expertise. Don't, when you hit a roadblock, just write it down. It doesn't mean it has to be perfect. Don't try to make it perfect. It's not saying that's what we're going to do. I just want you to start the process of understanding. So someone that helps with interpersonal skills, some of the things that they do, and you can watch the video to get these things later, improving workplace culture, improving employee motivation, motivating millennials, reducing conflict in the workplace, reducing stress in the workplace, higher retention, attracting top talent, onboarding more effectively, building better teams, leading to better results, creating a better customer experience. And, you know, so and each one of those can go into 1,000 different branches. So companies,
you're saying that those don't all fall into this interpersonal skill thing. You're saying these are all different things.
Those things,
they're all
part of interpersonal skills. I mean, at the end of the day, it's communication. I mean, if you're going to help someone with interpersonal skills, Diane, you're helping people with communication.
Right.
And
so I'd be the communication expert. Is that how you would brand me?
That's the direction I'm leaning towards right now. As I get to know you more, we may look at, but the point is, if you're going to teach interpersonal skills, you're teaching people how to communicate more effectively. I mean, you're assessing and you're giving a plan. I mean, that's the short answer, right?
Right. Well, it's also generational issues with my other area that I like a lot, and that's the same kind of thing. It's still communicating.
And the generational issues are huge, huge right now. I changed one of my program titles, which used to be called Target Marketing something, to Generational Gaps, and now everybody's hiring. It's the same program. It's just, they're all...
Well, if you watch my Forbes talk was all about the generational issues. I don't know if you watched that one. Yeah.
So you can just remember, they're paying you for the value. It's just like you said at the beginning of this phone call. You said, Ford, I'm sure I could read this and study it and learn it, but I want to move. And that's the same way executives are. They just want to hire someone to come in, assess their company, help them find the problems, give them some strategies on how they can improve it.
And what if I can't improve it?
Okay. Why would you think you couldn't improve it?
Because I've gone to a million training sessions. People talk to you, they tell you stuff, nobody does anything with it. And, you know what I mean? If they may not take what you say and do anything with it. Or they do, and you know how it is. Yeah, leaders are. They go, oh, well, we just filled the hour of our meeting, and that's all they cared about anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, I would say that you're probably going to attract the right type of people into your sphere of influence. Part of our journey together is going to be to work on your mindset and your consciousness. No, I mean that in a good way. It came out shitty. I don't mean it that way. But
that's okay.
But
I know what you mean.
Okay.
You want me to be more positive and look at it from an optimistic viewpoint. I understand that. I'm a realist, so I'm just throwing all the possible scenarios out there.
And I love that you're a realist. And the realist means that when you talk to a C-level professional, here's how the conversation would go. Now, you're not there yet, but here's how it would go. Hi, Diane. I'd love to come in and talk to your company about, interpersonal skills and communication. I find that's the number one thing. But if you're like me, you've probably been to 100 seminars where the speaker gave you ideas, and it really made little impact. Well, what's different about working with me is not only do I do the kickoff presentation where I'm going to come in for 90 minutes and we're going to talk about how to improve your performance and interpersonal skills to increase empathy and blah, blah, blah. But I'm also going to give you access to my online training program, which has some quick videos on leadership. So every time you hire a new employee, there's a section on there for onboarding, for reducing conflict, to how to increase your empathy. So you have access to these videos that you can use over and over again with your team if you have a problem. So not only are you going to hear the presentation, but we know that won't stick. I'm going to support you with some videos, and for that, it's only $20,000, and you get access to it for, you're laughing, but I'm serious as heck. And
that's per
Pardon me?
That's not per person, I'm assuming.
No. It's per term.
How long is the term?
Well, like it could be a year, it could be a lifetime. It's whatever format you want to just do it in.
Okay.
The key here is, just like you're hiring me to do this, they will hire you to solve a problem. So yes, you're getting a website, and it's a tangible, physical thing that you're going to be able to see and do. But when I show you the things that we go through and the process we go through, you're going to have more fun with it. You're going to make money from your expertise, and you're going to find that right now you don't know what you don't know, and you already have the expertise. You just don't know it yet, because you've been in a different world and you've been conditioned, and you've told yourself that I'm a realist, which means that this other stuff might sound like fluff, but it's not fluff. It's not BS.
No, sales most of my life, so I get that part of it. I'm not really very professor-like, even though I have a PhD. I don't think like most of my colleagues.
Okay.
So, but I kind of just say it like it is, though. Yeah, because that's just who I am. But how long does it take to know what you don't know?
Well, that when you find that answer, let me know. I'll be doing something different. But today, if as an action step, I just need you to make a list of the problems you think you could solve and your areas of expertise. And it might start by doing a journey of your significant emotional events in your life. What were the significant turning points in your life? You know, you came into a family, you grew up this way, you lived here, you worked here, you had these relationships, you had these challenges, you had these growth opportunities, you went to college, and you went, I mean, just, you need to journal a life history so that you can go back and look for stories that can help.
Okay, just one thing. Do you need me for anything? You do? I'm on a call.
I can let you go if you want, quick.
Just 1 second, okay?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I'm just making notes.
It's really bad timing. Okay. And the guys that I was expecting haven't shown up yet.
So we were talking about the list of things you solved.
Yeah, and to keep track of my life and make a journal of all my life experiences so that I can reflect on them, or like storytelling. And when I do things, is that what your reasoning is?
It's going to be storytelling, and it's going to be, it's not all about you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not doing it because it's going to be the Diane show, but just to help you.
It's not.
Well, it can be, but it's gonna help you attach meaning. So one of the things that we do, with people like you, is that you do your stories, and you find a story, and then when you're trying to communicate a metaphor or something about leadership, you can reference something that actually happened in your life. So it could be, it can be a thing in your life, and it can be in your career too. It might be when you were an executive somewhere.
Well, I started writing down horrific stories that happened to me in sales and stuff, so I started to do a little bit of that are funny, that talk, toward communication of how I didn't pay attention and how it fit me, kind of things. I've done a little of that already.
And that's what I'm talking about. So, common sense goes a long way. At the end of the day, we're going to be crafting value propositions. We're going to create a revenue model from you. All those questions that you asked me, I'm going to save. We'll cover them again on another call. It's included. I'll help you with webinars. I'll help you with websites. I'll help you with white papers. I'll help you with ebooks. I'll help you with affiliate marketing. I'll help you with videos and how to get them done. What kind of pictures? I mean, I'm here.
How are we going to be talking?
Typically with a consulting client like you, it's in the first process here, once or twice a week is typically enough, because it depends how fast you work. If you turn things around faster, I'll have another call. But
really fast.
Well, then
I finished my PhD in 16 months. I'm fast.
All right. Well, that's great. Your action steps to do then. So because you're an action person, make the list of problems you solve. Do not edit. Just be creative and write it down. Don't worry about it being perfect. Don't say, no, I don't want to talk about that. Just dump it out. Do a brain dump.
Okay.
Then I want you to create the list, and then I want you to think in terms of what would be your ideal business model. Now, even though you don't know right now, that's fine. But just describe your business as if it was already a year from now. You know, a year from now, I have a company that does this. I'm talking to these people. I'm training once a month or whatever. Just kind of give me your vision for what you think. Now, that's going to change as we work together.
Okay.
And then the other thing I was going to show you is this list real quick. And so I'm going to move some of the things out of the way. So one of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a good look at the message, the problems and the solutions you offer. We're going to take a really good look at identifying the market and markets that you want to go after so that we can position you initially in the sweet spot that you want to be. Like, for example, I speak to any business owners, but I really have a sweet spot in franchising because they own businesses and they're small business owners and they like my services. The methods are how. You don't need to worry about that right now because we're going to help you with your website, and it's going to be social media, and it's going to be video marketing and other methods. Your product pyramid.
Do you want me to do?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want me to do any research as to how much it's costing employers to have bad communication? Any research, or you just nothing? Because do you want me to be able to answer those kind of questions yet, or is that?
I want you to do the research that you feel you need to do to feel comfortable that it's a good value. I already know a lot of the research documents and numbers, but I'd love for you to do it.
Then tell me. I don't want to research it if you have it.
Just spend a little bit of time. I'm not saying spend the next 2 weeks doing it, but you need to do a little bit of it to anchor it into your brain, okay?
All right.
Your product pyramid, that's really going to be your pricing. That's going to go from free to lots of money, and we'll work on that. We'll work on what you're going to offer and how you're going to offer it and what that's going to look like. Influencers, if there's anybody else that you've modeled or that you like, make a list of, hey, I really like this speaker, I really like this book, or I really like this model, or, I read a book like this, and I'm not saying you're going to copy these people. I just want to know who you feel are the influencers.
I don't really read books. That's the problem. I mean, I never have time. And so I won't have a lot that, everybody likes Tony Robbins for speakers, but, I don't go to speaking events, and I don't do this stuff. So that's going to be a harder one for me, actually. That's
okay. One of the things you need to remember is you can design this model to be around you. I want it to be your sass, your intelligence, your I want it to be you. This isn't about making you different. It's about taking that spirit of yours, packaging it in a way that you can share it so people can get share the knowledge that you have or help solve them. And through the process, you'll find your lane. You'll find you may start in this lane and then you may work on it and you may find, I really like doing this one part. So because you haven't done enough of that yet, you've done a little bit, you may not know what lane you really want to be in. And don't worry about that. We'll build it. We'll get some lanes and we'll start, and then you'll see, Ford, I really like to do this one part. Like, for example, when I first started, yeah, so we'll help you follow that lane. We're going to look at associations that have.
I don't want to interrupt you. When you first.
Okay, what I was going to say was when I first started as a speaker, just the quick synopsis. I was an entrepreneur from age 15, built businesses up. My biggest company only had 100 employees, and I was doing millions, not billions, but I was doing quite well. And I always had trouble with leadership because I was an entrepreneur. Talk about interpersonal skills, I had none. I was an entrepreneur. I could figure things out. Why the fuck couldn't everybody else figure it out? I was like, I'm not trying to cuss, but I was just like, I don't understand. Why can't these people solve problems? So over the years, I learned that people are good at one of three things. They're either good at making something, managing it, or marketing it, which means they're either good at the delivery of the product or service, like they're a chef or a realtor or whatever. They're good at delivering something, they're good at managing it, or they're good at marketing it. Most people aren't good at all three. Maybe they're good at two of the three. They have to hire their weakness. End of story. That's what I've learned. So when I first...
What do you think of that?
Well, right now, I know you have the expertise. I know you can sell, but you don't know what you want yet, which is fine. I haven't worked with you enough to know. I know that you can manage because you just said, I'm fast, I get things done. I had my PhD in 16. So you won't have a problem managing as long as you have a buy-in and you know what you want to do. Right.
Yeah, I'm a control person. I like to have everything controlled and managed. Can you tell?
Totally. So, I mean, what did you say? What's included? How much time are we going to spend on the phone today? When am I going to do this? I mean, I'm queuing these things. I get it. So my companies started, and after I sold through Walmart and overseas, people started to come to me saying, hey, how do you take an idea and sell it? Because I have products in automotive, childcare, pharmaceuticals, medical. And so I started to tell people, well, that led to consulting. The consulting led to speaking. Speaking led to keynote speaking. Then it led to public events. Then it led. So it branched into a business. And because I had other businesses that had inventory, aluminum, wood, plastic, tangible products, I found that people will pay more for information than they will for anything physical. And I was selling millions to Walmart, and when you do a deal with Walmart, you have to do a deal for 12 to 18 months. Well, I was selling a product that had aluminum in it, and the price of aluminum like doubled after I made the deal. So for 6 months, I was paying Walmart $1.50 every time I sold a product because I couldn't change the price. And so I've sold in volume, I've sold in all different manners. And so that led me to the speaking and training. Well, because I was a product guy and a marketing guy, and I'd sold on all these other ways, the speaking, I shot to the top of the speaking industry. And then other speakers started coming to me saying, hey, how did you do that? How did you get this? And that led to helping speakers. So my main market isn't helping speakers. It's a secondary thing. I build the websites because I have the team. I know how to do it because I do it for myself. And it supplements the labor because I've got the labor anyway. And if I bring someone like you into my funnel, I know how to do this, so it just makes sense. So that's the whole, that's like pulling back the curtain and saying, you know, why am I doing what I'm doing? So someone like you, you might not know yet which way you want to package it, but as you start to do it, you'll find something that you really like. Like for me, I do a little bit of consulting, but my consulting's mainly with clients like this that do projects. I'm not actively out there trying to sell time for dollars and trying to do consulting because it's just a big pain in the butt. It's just too much time and labor. I will do big companies, but I don't do I'm not just trying to sell hours. So for you, don't stress it today. We've got some good things for you to do. Make a list of your problems that you solve. Those problems will then turn into videos. And then I'm going to show you how to do a video. So before I leave, I want to leave you with a video script, a way to do this, okay? Because this is where we started like 3 days ago. Ready?
Okay.
So let's say your problem is employee communications and empathy. So what problems, just talk to me, what happens when someone doesn't have empathy and they're in a business? What types of things transpire?
Well, they assume other people would react the way they would, and because they can't put themselves in somebody else's shoes. So it's to do unto others as you'd want done unto you, but that doesn't work. You got to do unto others as they'd want to be done unto, and they get into this, well, it should have worked because it would have worked for me thinking process is how I look at it.
All right.
And so, go ahead.
No, you're good. So here would be an example of how you would do a video with that as a topic. Now, what I do, I use my cell phone. I have a cell phone tripod. I set it up on the tripod, and then I have one second, move this around here. Now you can do this with a regular camera, it doesn't matter. And then I have a nice Sennheiser microphone that plugs into, it's an iPhone mic. You can get it on Amazon. Now this one's $200. You don't have to spend $200. You can buy one for, $50 or $30. But I like this one because it's
Would you Sennheiser?
Sennheiser. I'll show it you which one it is in a second. I'll pull it up online and show it to you. All right, just let me open my phone up. Okay. So what I do, and I have lights in here and everything, but we'll just skip that. And I have a shirt that I put on that has a collar. I don't do it in a T-shirt. But I could. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's whatever's relevant to the market, right? Okay.
Right.
Turn the camera around. Okay. So what I've got here, so I've got the little camera and the little microphone, and I just set the camera off to the side. It'll be outside the video, but you get the point. And I look into the camera. I'm just going to pretend the webcam is that camera. And here's the scene. So if you want to write this down, scene number 1 is a problem question. I'll make a note for you on the screen right here as we're going to. So I'll just put a new thing in here. We'll call it video. So here's your strategy, and this is also something you can practice while we're gone. Scene number 1 is an opening teaser question. Typically, it's a problem question. So you would ask something like, do you have people in your organization that just don't get along? Or can you imagine how much more productive people would be if they had empathy? In other words, you're going to do like a show. It's your show. You're going to ask a teaser. You're asking a question. You're not starting out saying, hi, I'm Dr. Diane Hamilton for the last 25. No. You're starting with a teaser question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The second thing that you're going to do is it's going to have a logo sting. Now, you've got a logo sting. You used it on one of your shows. I saw it on YouTube. You had a, let's see where it was here.
Oh, that wasn't mine at the Leader Kid?
Okay,
That's not mine.
So, okay, fine. But we can create one for you, a short one, about 8 seconds. It'd be branded, and it would have, like, you know, insights with Dr. Diane or whatever you want to call it, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Go with that.
All right. Then the third thing you're going to do.
Okay, so you're going to create the logo. Okay.
Yeah. This is a video logo sting. I'll just put this down. Video branded logo sting for the show. Don't worry about the word show.
So I don't put it in. You're going to put that in later.
We'll put that in later. I'm just giving you the format. Then I want it to be a short sentence of credibility. And that's going to be, we'd help you.
I wrote my dissertation on emotional intelligence. Something like that?
Yeah, so it would be something, and I'll help you do it here in a second. And then the fourth thing is going to be the content. And the content needs to be as long as it needs to be to tell the story. It's never too long, only too boring. But at first, I would start out under 5 minutes. As you get better, you can increase it. But if you have more than one tip, I recommend you make more than one video.
Okay.
Then your fifth scene is a call to action. So here's what this would look like, okay? I'm gonna turn the camera on. I'm gonna put my microphone on real quick. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna totally make it up because I don't know your topic, but I'm just gonna make it up and you'll figure it out from there, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'm just gonna see if I can't get the camera in here. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna hit the camera, record. Do you have employees that you'd like to all get on the same page, working together to be more productive? Then I'm going to pause so that I can cut a logo scene in there. Hi, I'm Ford Saeks, and for the last 25 years, I've been helping organizations transform their workplace culture, improve their employee communications. I wrote the book called blah, blah, blah. So I'm just giving you a sentence of credibility, right? Then I'm going to go into the content. Well, one of the first things you can do with your employees to improve empathy is you have to assess them. So here's where you can go, and this is what you can do, and you give them the content or whatever, and I'm making it up. That's scene 4. Scene 5 is, if you've liked this video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and share it with everybody in your organization. Now, if you have a need for a speaker, let me know. You can check me out at drdianehamilton.com. Hit save. From there, you can hit one button upload to YouTube, You can mark it unlisted. We go download it. We go and we slice and put the cover on it, and we upload it, and it's branded, and it's great. The key is to have good sound. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up for just a second. I think I hit record. Hope I wasn't just goofing around. Let me see. Okay, I did. So I want you to listen to the quality of the microphone here. Do you have employees that you'd like to all get on the same page, working together to be more productive? So I'm going to pause. The quality's good. So that I can cut a logo scene in there. Yeah. Hi, I'm Ford Saeks, and for the last 25 years, I've been helping organizations transform their. It's not the same. Like yours, you were against the wall like you were doing a terrorist video, you know, and there was all this echo in the room.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, well, I was. There was no microphone.
So.
And I need to get one. That's a good idea. You know, this guy asked me to do this because I'm on the board of advisors, and I had no microphone. He goes, "Let's just get me something fast." So that's what that was.
Okay, and that brings me to the next thing. Done. Okay. Done is more profitable than perfect. I'm glad you just did it. I'm glad you just got it done. You didn't stress about it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times. Now you look beautiful, by the way, but I can't tell you how many times I do a go-to-meeting. I turn the webcam on, and the woman goes, "We're going to be on camera today? I don't want," and I'm like, let it go. I don't care. I'm just wanting to, you know, work together here. It's good. I don't care. It's fine. So the mic I use.
I normally don't turn on the camera, just so you know.
Well, it looks like you were all, you must just, whatever. You look great. All right. So this is the microphone.
Okay.
This is the one that I use. It's an, now I don't know, do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to send you the link through the chat box here. It's going to come through in a second. So did you see it come through in the little, the GoToMeeting? It's in the GoToMeeting panel.
I gotta get my glasses on a minute.
Just click it.
Where?
On the, okay, you should have a panel that looks kind of like this for GoToMeeting.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
And it should be at the bottom. It's a link.
See the chat's not open. Maybe it's in chat.
Yeah.
Okay. It was in, okay, I got it.
So if you click on that, now you don't have to buy that microphone, but let me tell you, it's got a long cord on it. You can be clear across the room, and it really picks up great.
And you don't sound like you're making a terrorist video at all.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to explain it.
Good. That was very descriptive. I liked it.
Okay, so I feel bad now.
It's fine.
So the next thing is you're going to do these videos. So what I want you to do is I want you to do the list. And if you say, okay, Ford, I need something else, give me 3 or 4 videos. Just make them up at first. But start with a teaser question.
You here at my desk, this crappy background. Have you seen where I am? I mean, it's like.
But you're okay. Just reference it. But make the key to your camera, like pull your camera down a little bit, like it's really tall, like you've got a lot, or sit closer. Yeah. What you want to do is you want to kind of fill the frame like you do right now. That looks great. Okay. And just start. Just say, do you want to get all your employees on the same page? And then just.
You want to get all your employees on the same page.
And then just pause, and then just say, hey, this is Dr. Diane. I'm coming to you from my office. And you know, I was working with a client the other day, and they had this challenge. And then you just go into a solution, and because you did it with me, you said, well, people don't get along. They expect people to treat them how they want to be treated, and they don't have any empathy. You were doing it. That's how I want you to do it. I want it to be you, like everything you heard me do today, including cussing and this is who I am on stage. This is who I am on a podcast. This is, I mean, I don't usually cuss from stage, especially if a client's paying me, sorry. But there have been times where I do. But my point is, be you, do you. Don't try to just, if that's your thought, start getting clear on your opinion. One of the things for your success, you have to have an opinion. The key is,
not a problem for me.
Well, then you're going to do fine. Now you can say, this is my opinion. You can do the research. Like you can say, research shows that 85% of most people at work are disengaged. You know what? You can research it, but it doesn't matter what the number is. I bet you, if I asked you how many of your employees are engaged on a scale of 1 to 10, you're probably going to say 4 or 5 because that's what everybody says. I don't care who you are, what company you're in, what business you're in. I'm sure you want your employees to be more engaged. So today, let's talk about how they can be more engaged. And in other words, they already know they need to do this. You don't have to convince them that they've got employee problems. You just have to convince them that you understand that they have employee problems and then give them a tip. Okay?
Those tips are going to be the interesting part to come up with, though.
Well, that's where you start with the problems you solve, and then it's going to branch out, and we're going to be capturing this, and that's part of the development process is you brain dumping because you haven't connected the dots yet between your expertise. I mean, you got a PhD for God's sakes, okay? But you've got the knowledge. Is all I'm saying. You've got the experience because I saw you. I mean, just the video you did with who was the billionaire that you interviewed that was
Ken Fisher.
Yeah, Ken Fisher. So I watched that video, and what I took away from that video was 3 things. He said, the key to success was you need to make wise decisions. The second thing he said, let's see, I'm doing this from memory. The first thing was wise decisions. The second thing was you needed to be able to have assumptions, but understand that the majority of the assumptions you make are probably going to be wrong. And then he said you need to be smart enough to make modifications so that you can continue to make wise decisions. Now, that's very helpful to me. I've been thinking about that as I sit down in a meeting. I'm thinking about that when I meet with a team. I'm thinking about, so, you know, it can be you giving the expertise. It can be you interviewing the experts. And then it can be you giving your reflection on what the experts said. It can be you watching the news or watching something. So I'm not saying you have to read a bunch of books and do that. I'm saying that there's a lot of different ways to do this. There are people that I know that don't read any books and don't do anything, and they just do them. There are people that
I'm more of a newspaper reader, you know, keeping up with the Wall Street Journal, whatever, you know what I mean? But I don't read all the, you know, top books on the New York Times list and all that stuff.
Okay, so tell me this as we get ready here. What are some of the things that you'll
like my books on my desk, though?
Yeah, so why do you read? Yeah, what are they? Let's see what you got.
This is kind of stuff I read. I read nerd dummies books. I read about, you know, this is the kind of stuff I read. I mean, it's just nerdy stuff. I don't read, I mean, all these, oops, did I lose you? Wait a minute.
No, you're here.
Okay. I lost you on my side.
No,
I have
still there. Okay.
Okay. I have a million textbooks because I've taught all those classes, but I haven't necessarily read them all. Let's just put it that way.
All right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about doing a featured review. You've got 1,000 books sitting over there.
Well, I did just recently read Quiet, which Ken Fisher discussed. And that's about introverts and extroverts. I wouldn't mind doing that one.
Do that, but start out with a question. Again, the strategy I wrote down here: start out with a question, an intriguing question that's a teaser, and then just a short credibility. Hi, this is Dr. Diane. I specialize in interpersonal skills. Next week it can be emotional intelligence. Don't worry about it. It's not perfect. They just need to know who.
Am I only doing one? How many videos am I creating this week?
Well, how many do you want to create? I'd like you to do at least 2 or 3 if you can, so that you get comfortable with it, and then we can see how you're doing your content.
Okay.
It's going to get better, I guarantee you. I can see your humor and what you've got. You're going to be fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'm okay talking one-on-one. You get me at a group in front of 1,000 people, all of a sudden I was okay with Ken Fisher because I talked to him in the car on the way over, and I kind of got to know him. So I knew he had a sense of humor. If somebody else had talked to me without smiling like that and acted that weird, I would be thinking, oh my God, what's wrong with this guy? But I knew about him ahead of time, so I knew how to react to him. But it just depends. If I could be really good, if I don't care, I'm like this. I don't care, you know.
I'm going to recommend. I'm going to recommend that you let go. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Let go. Just be you.
Oh, I'm better than old. I mean, the older you get, the less you care. You're just like, screw it. You know.
And everything, what I want you to start thinking about is, wow, that would make a great video. Now, at first, the reason you're doing these videos is to build your platform. It's not because everybody's going to watch them and they're going to hire you. Just don't. Right now, you need to get comfortable with content creation. You need to get comfortable with cameras and delivering the content, and you need to get comfortable with being able to answer questions. And I would recommend that you become a podcast guest and you get interviewed, and so that you get comfortable, so that as you do, like I've done hundreds of videos. Go ahead.
Well, I am on iTunes podcast interview. Did you find that one?
No, I didn't, but I did.
Yeah, that one. I've been interviewed a few times. I'm okay if I'm on like a podcast because there's no camera. If there's no cameras, I'm good. It's as soon as you put a camera,
well,
you're in the headlight.
Then that's all the more reason why we're going to be doing Zoom and GoToMeetings, because I want you to get comfortable with the camera and your cell phone.
Well, I'm okay with just you and a camera, but if I know it's going to be recorded and put up for everybody to see forever, it's a whole different ballgame.
So you didn't know that we were Facebook Live right now and this was going to everybody?
You know, all of a sudden that did do a little shoot of adrenaline. It did. Just a little. But
you're okay.
You know, it's just everything's so permanent out there now that it kind of gets in your head. You're like, oh, you know, it's out there.
Yes and no. Most people think that people care a lot more than they do.
I know. But there's some mean people. I mean, my students are mean. They say nasty, mean things to you in class, and I know how they are, you know? And I'm like, God, that was a rotten thing to say. And people just get hidden behind things and say, ah, you're ugly, or you're mean, or you're stupid, or, you know, whatever they put on those things, and I hate that.
What I would say is you're going to have to get a little bit thicker skinned, and you're going to, which I know you're already thick skinned, don't get me wrong. I think
I'm not.
Well, I think you've dealt. Well, here's something I do know, I'm sure. Because you're already a beautiful, successful woman, you've had to deal with a lot of situations. I already know that. I know you have. I mean, I just know you have. I mean, it comes with the territory. I get it. And
okay.
and you have to remember that somebody else's opinion is not your reality. And especially in today's day and age with social media, anybody can go online and write things, and you just ignore 90% of what you, I mean, just that's not the people you care about. You know, there's a saying, I want you to care what people think, but I only want you to care about the right people, what the right people think. The people who you don't care about, don't worry about what they think. It doesn't matter what they think. And you don't want to attract them into your lives. You don't want to give them fuel. You just be you, do you, take your expertise. And if you're reading all those nerd books, I want you to do a review on it. If you read how to do affiliate marketing, I want you to say, have you ever wanted to do affiliate marketing? You know what? I haven't even figured this out, but I just love it. And just give me 2 things that you got out of the book.
Yeah. No, you know, I really don't read. I need to read more. I read a couple, though, that my boss was telling me reads 100 books a year. And I was like, oh, my God. So I tried to read like 2, and I burned out. I want to read Neil deGrasse Tyson and that kind of stuff. But so I don't read the things that I talk about, unfortunately. So I should read more. So it might make me read more.
I'm going to say you can read more. I think it's important to stay, you know, stimulated about things that are going on. But I'm not a firm believer that if you want to be a marketing speaker, you should go read everything on marketing. Or if you want to be a coach, you should read everything on coaching. You can. I want you to read what you're interested in, and I want you to share your opinion, and I want you to own your opinion. Part of the project that we're going to help you with is owning who you are, and you will find that the market's going to tell you what what they want. By you putting content out there, you're going to find what the market wants, and then you're going to find the sweet spot between what you like and what they like, and then how to get paid for it. So it's a development process and that's why create the videos. Don't worry about it. Obviously, a microphone would be good. It'd be a good investment for you. I'm sure you can get one at any guitar store.
I'll order it. I'm fine. Don't worry. Yeah. I'll get it tomorrow.
All right. And I'll send you a video of this, and then, like I said, you've got the link to schedule. If you want to schedule twice a week, you've got on my schedule. That's block time. I just want to be able to give you tangible things to go do in the meantime. Now, parallel with this, the team works on the website project. So the consulting is me helping you with content and value propositions and your speech titles and all those things. So there's 2 tracks going on. Amy and the team manage the website. I'm involved, but they manage it. And then I'm here to do what we're doing today, which is to talk to you about this business, how it works, answer your questions, and guide you through the process. Okay?
Okay. When do I get to look at the website that you're creating?
Well, we have to get your content. The way the phases work are discoveries, phase 1. The next one is content, where we get your content that's going to go on the website. That tells us what types of things we need for the navigation. Then from there we go into design, and that's when you actually get to start. That's when the fun starts, because you actually get to see it. But right now we need to get your content and your business model, and we have to at least get a starting point of this is what you're selling, this is what you're trying to promote, this is what you're about, these are the services and products you want to offer, whatever. So we have the content. So we need content first. Okay.
So if I make videos, you'll edit out the stupid stuff, but you can't do too much editing because you need at least, otherwise my head starts jerking around and all that stuff, right? So you need at least this part good and the next part good, right? Okay. Yeah. I've done enough of my own videos, so I don't know how hard it is to edit it. So
it's the key is what I would say is let your personality come through. Treat it like you're talking to one person. Have fun with it. Let your attitude come out, because if you sit there and go, "Hi, this is Doc," it's like they've captured me 3 weeks ago. I mean,
that's what I do when you turn on a camera. It's horrible.
You've been amazing on this call. You've been funny. You're making jokes.
This is how I am, but I'm not like that if you put a camera on me.
Okay.
I mean, I was okay with Ken Fisher. I wasn't terrible on that one. That show, because I felt comfortable with him.
Okay, here's your action step. Ready? Stop telling yourself that you freeze every time you look on camera. Just get rid of that out of your vocabulary.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, it just takes practice. I just haven't done a lot of it. And I think, you when it's there, all of a sudden you go, and so I just got to get used to it.
And that's why I want you to do the videos. I mean, that's exactly why I want you to do it, because if you do get asked to speak somewhere, and when you do, I should say, I want you to create a teaser video. So here's a video that I did last week for EO. They're entrepreneurs organization, companies that make over $1 million a year, they're members. And I started by saying, are you wanting to make 2017 the best year ever? Hi, I'm Ford Saeks, the Business Growth Innovator, and I'm also an EO member. Now, mark your calendars for February 19th. That's where we're going to spend the afternoon together looking at your revenue model, how to generate new leads, how to get more referrals, and how to shorten your sales cycle. Make sure you get registered. We're also going to have some interactive hot seats. So bring your websites, bring your sales documents. I'll critique them. Normally I charge thousands of dollars for that, but you're going to get that for free. Now it's a little more salesy. I didn't do it this salesy when I did the video. And then I just closed with, make sure you get there, and and then I put in some testimonials. That video is actually live. I'll show it to you. Let me just go to my channel real quick, because I don't mind, even though it's for a closed group, I don't mind.
Is this the microphone you sent me, by the way? Let me look at what I got. Oh, I guess it is. It's just a different picture you just clicked on. Okay, I just want to make sure I have the right one.
Yeah, this is the one right here.
Okay. No, that's okay.
And then the website, let me just show you real quick. So I won't play the whole thing, but I did it right here from my computer screen. Now I'm looking at the camera differently. The shot that you're looking at is looking at the back of my desk. I turned the camera around and I was looking at the front of my desk, this way. And so I just did this quick little video, and they haven't even sent it out yet. And then at the end of the video, I just have testimonials playing. And that's a teaser. Now they're going to promote it. There's only 5.
That's the problem.
Well, you will. You will gather them.
Yeah.
And we'll make it work. It's just one thing at a time, but we're going to get there.
I have some that, but they're all like Forbes related kind of people that I work with, but
that's great.
Well, they're on my website, so you saw who I have for testimonials.
Right.
I mean, I do have, Roya wrote that one, which was nice because I wrote a PowerPoint presentation for all of her girls in Afghanistan. So she was voted one of the most influential people in the world. So I thought that was a good one to get a testimonial from.
Absolutely.
But so I did that for free for her just to get the testimonial. But trying to get some.
Do you ever? Do you ever use Skype? Have you used Skype or Zoom?
I've used Skype, but I don't. What are we using right now? We're on
GoToMeeting. Yeah, GoToMeeting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've had to use it for different things at work. I mean, when you're a virtual instructor, sometimes they have like monthly meetings and stuff they get people on. But usually we don't do a lot of. We did more the Skype business.
Right.
That thing. I used that a lot in the past.
All right.
But I haven't.
Well, the next time someone raves about you in one of your classes or webinars, and they say, "Oh, that was great. I really appreciated it," ask them to send you a short video.
Okay.
Just say, "Hey, would you mind taking a short cell phone video and sending it to me on what your experience was like?" People will do it. I mean, it's not like it used to be. People will grab their cell phone. They'll do a video, and hey Diane, this is Sandy. I just finished your blah 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 blah. I'd love to talk to you. I mean, it's just. All right, no, I just looked over at my email. Sorry, and just say when they express interest in liking you, ask them to send you a short video. And if they say, well, what do you mean? Just say, well, just send me your name and your company and what was the experience like today. Name, company, and what was the experience like?
Well, right now, all I have are students. So do you want students?
Yeah. If you have a student who loves you and thinks that you just did a great job and they're learning a lot, and they expressed that, you might just say, hey, I'm always collecting testimonials from people that have enjoyed my training. I'd love to have a video testimonial.
Where do they go? On my website?
We will look at them and we might create a sizzle reel. So it might not, might not put just that one person, but if we get 6 or 7, we string them together.
Okay.
So it might just be a sound bite. Like one sound bite might be love her energy. Like I'm going to send you a link. Here, I'll send you a link to a video I want you to watch, okay? Just have to open up another screen here. One second. Yeah, I'll send it through and you can click on it in your thing. I just have to find it real quick.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. You won't have to look for it. Okay, so when we're done, I want you to watch this. It's a minute long.
Okay.
And these are testimonials that we strung together. And this little 1-minute video has probably made me a couple $100,000. Because when a company's interested in hiring me, I send them this. My demo video sucks. I'm redoing it right now. This video gets me hired.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of testimonials. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to save this document. I'll save the video. I'll send the video up through Basecamp. Amy will be talking to you about scheduling. When you're ready for the next call, send an email. Say, hey, let's talk at this time. We'll get online. We'll look at what you've done since the last time, make action steps, and keep moving this forward for you.
Okay. It's too bad this is Christmas time. That's the only time, you know, that's hard to get together as much as I normally would. But all right. Well.
And don't worry about that. Just do your family stuff. Do the stuff you need to do. I'm here, and you know we're here for you.
Okay. Well, no, this is really interesting. I'm fascinated by what you do. You're great at it.
Well,
thank you.
You're gonna have a lot of fun with it. It's gonna be good. All right.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for your help. Okay. Bye bye.